All right, we're here with the first video of the day, probably the only video of the day too. We're going to talk a bit about Hunter Biden email scandal. A little bit new information has come out. So let's get right into it then, I guess. Fox News Channel, we got FBI in possession of Hunter Biden's purported laptop, sources say. The FBI and Justice Department concur with DNI Ratcliffe that the laptop is not part of a Russian disinformation campaign. Says the FBI is in possession of the laptop reportedly belonging to Hunter Biden, which contained emails revealing his foreign business dealings, including contacts in Ukraine and China, two senior administration officials told Fox News Tuesday. The FBI declined to confirm or deny the existence of any investigation into the laptop or emails, as is standard practice. Further, Fox News has learned that the FBI and Justice Department officials concur with an assessment from Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe that the laptop is not part of a Russian disinformation campaign targeting Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. We talked about this a bit yesterday, so I'm just kind of going over a little bit of what happened yesterday, and we'll move into some of the newer stuff as well. Then we got from Daily Mail, it's a last-ditch effort to smear me and my family. There is no basis to this. Joe Biden breaks silence on Hunter's laptop, calling Rudy Giuliani Trump's henchman, but doesn't deny emails are genuine. So it's a smear against him, but it's true, apparently, I guess. And this is coming from Biden. He's not saying that they're fake. He's not saying that they're not real and it's not genuine or authentic. He's just saying it's a smear campaign to get at me and my family. Well, it's good that you, it almost seems like you've now confirmed that these are, in fact, very, very real. In which case, I don't really care then if it comes out, this close to an election. But, I mean, obviously, it should have come out way sooner. It should have came out in December of 2019 when the FBI first acquired the laptop. Not used, 2 weeks before the election to try to make sure Biden doesn't get in, and all the corruption hopefully then, starts being investigated at the very least. We got former Vice President Joe Biden ripped a Republican senator who has used his committee perch to probe Biden's son and blasted Rudy Giuliani for peddling garbage in his most extensive comments since the release of information said to be from Hunter Biden's laptop. Biden, doing a local TV interview from his Delaware home, exploded when WISN, a Wisconsin ABC affiliate, brought up the subject. He called it a desperate campaign to smear him. The angry pushback comes a day before Biden is to face President Donald Trump on a debate stage in Nashville, with Trump gearing up to accuse his rival of corruption on stage just like he did 4 years ago. The Milwaukee station's anchor asked Biden about Johnson's efforts as chair of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, which last month issued a lengthy report on Hunter Biden corruption. Wisconsin's Republican Senator Ron Johnson put out a statement on Homeland Security letterhead saying Hunter Biden, together with his other Biden family members, profited off the Biden name, Adrienne Peterson said. She asked Biden if there was any legitimacy to what Johnson was claiming. None whatsoever, Biden fumed. This is the same garbage Rudy Giuliani, Trump's henchman. It's a last-ditch effort in his desperate campaign to smear me and my family. Then he noted that GOP Senator Mitt Romney of Utah had criticized the committee's actions to dig into the Bidens. I mean, well, we all know that Mitt Romney's garbage. He was garbage when he tried to run in the first place. Even the man who served with him on that committee, the former nominee for the Republican Party, said there's no basis to this, Biden said. Except there is basis to it. I mean, it's been confirmed. It's been verified. There's Hunter Biden's signature is on the repair shop, invoice. This is not. It's real. It's real. I'm sorry. We have the pictures. We have even more damning evidence, and I'm sorry, Biden. It's going to blow up in your face, and this debate's going to be quite a show, I'll say. If Trump can be factual and kind of tone down his usual brash, behavior, then he will just completely trounce Biden. Because one mention of these Hunter Biden emails, and Joe will probably go off. He will just say whatever is in his mind, I guess, and he'll slip up bad. So then we got from Breitbart here 10 examples of Joe Biden's history of racially charged conduct and comments. Democratic nominee Joe Biden took great pains during his debate with President Donald Trump to paint his Republican opponent as racially insensitive and politically divisive. Yeah, I mean, we know that a lot of stuff that Biden has said is very inappropriate, to say the least. Claiming he doesn't want his kids in a certain neighborhood because it would be a racial jungle if certain people decided to come into his neighborhood. He says, you ain't black if you're not voting for me. So according to that logic, I guess 50 Cent now isn't a black person because he doesn't want to follow Biden's tax plan, which would raise his taxes to 62%, effectively making 50 Cent 20 cent, as he likes to say. So, I mean, if you want to go, you can see all these different times, he's just been pretty much just a scummy person, to say the least. We also then got FBI, DOJ concur, Hunter Biden laptop emails not Russian disinformation. And then Gateway Pundit, a report, explicit photos of minor in Hunter Biden's laptop were of a relative, and he was in some of the photos with her. Approximately 1/3 of the explicit photos of minors in Hunter Biden's laptop were of the same 14-year-old girl who is one of his relatives, according to a shocking new report. Not only were there inappropriate photos of the child on her own, but Hunter Biden was in some of them with her. A source close to the matter, though, who claims to have seen the images on Hunter's laptop, told Revolver that about 1/3 of the images are the same underage girl. Some of the images are topless, while in others she is shown in suggestive positions with Hunter himself, Revolver News reports. The Gateway Pundit spoke to another source who said the same thing. Giuliani announced during an appearance on Newsmax on Tuesday evening that he had handed the hard drive over to the Delaware State Police over the images of minors. He also shared a text message exchange between Hunter and what he believes to be his father. She told my therapist that I was sexually inappropriate when she says that I FaceTime with her, FaceTime naked with her, and the reason I can't have her out to see me is because I'll walk around naked smoking crack and talking to girls on FaceTime. Hunter says in the exchange, when she was pressed, she said that redacted, never said anything like that, but the bottom line is that I created and caused a very unsafe environment for the kids. I mean, if you're walking around naked with a crack pipe and on crack, then that seems pretty unsafe for children to be around. Giuliani said that Biden, according to texts sent to his sister-in-law on numerous occasions, FaceTimed a 14-year-old girl while naked and on crack cocaine. Then we got some tweets, and I kind of go over it. The FBI has reportedly had the contents of the hard drive since 2019 and has not acted on them. Yeah, they kept them pretty much hidden, even while Trump was being impeached, trying to say it's all Russia, 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 Russia. They were trying to impeach the president, and they had all this information. They were just sitting on it. So I'm glad it's starting to come out now because it's what I live for. I live for the truth. I live for searching and having the truth come out as much as possible. Gateway Pundit, criminal Twitter allows hashtag Trump China bank account garbage hit piece to trend, but Biden family crack and child rape scandal is missing. On Tuesday night, the New York Times quickly released their garbage hit piece on President Trump in an attempt to counter the Biden family crack cocaine and child R scandal from taking over the airwaves. In the anti-Trump hit piece, the New York Times claims through stolen tax information that President Trump paid $188,561 in taxes in China between 2013 and 2015. This made headlines in the New York Times while Hunter Biden's $1.5 billion pay-for-play scandal with China is ignored. And the fake news New York Times is yet to headline the Biden family's crack and child scandal that was revealed this week from data included on Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. You can see the article here. New York Times releases another garbage. Well, they're just saying that from Gateway Pundit. I mean, we got Jim Hoft here from the Gateway Pundit, and he's pretty biased against the Democrats, like very much so, as you can tell from the article. So I will say that. On Wednesday morning, Trump proved once again that they are a criminal organization. Twitter allowed the New York Times Trump tax garbage report to trend on their platform, despite the fact that the information from the non-scandal was stolen and leaked from the IRS. Right, they claimed, Twitter had claimed that the Hunter Biden email scandal couldn't be basically on Twitter because it was stolen information. But yet, Trump's taxes apparently is stolen information, and they allow it. I shouldn't even put that in quotes. That's actually literally true. They stole that information, leaked it, and now Twitter's being like, oh yeah, this is what we're going to promote. This is what we're going to promote. We're going to promote this, and this. When the email scandal came out, Twitter tried to censor it as much as possible, and then they tried to fact check it, which was up there for like 3 days from a Washington Post story, which their source was a US Today story, which their source was like anonymous, or it wasn't even like real. So you guys can see the corruption, especially with the internet and the censorship. They're going ham right now. We got, then from Just the News, Ron Johnson asked Secret Service to verify Hunter Biden's travel history after email bombshell. Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson on Tuesday asked the U.S. Secret Service to provide information about Hunter Biden's travel history following last week's apparent bombshell report regarding emails between Hunter and Ukrainian national, and suggested the former may have been selling political access to his father, Joe Biden. That report, first published in the New York Post, cited emails obtained reportedly from one of Hunter Biden's personal laptops that had been left in a computer repair shop, we know. On Tuesday, in a letter to U.S. Secret Service Director James Murray, Johnson, the chair of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, asked for several records pertaining to Hunter Biden's travel history with Secret Service details. We do know that he was on Air Force Two often, going with his father to overseas business trips. You know, he was supposed to be doing for the White House and for America, and instead he was probably just enriching himself and his family through the use of a proxy, his son. And then we got from the Washington Free Beacon, the media's futile information suppression complex. Hunter Biden's corruption sees the light of day despite their best efforts. If you needed evidence that Russian disinformation has become a catch-all term for anything that undermines the Democratic Party's electoral prospect, look no further than response to top party apparatchiks and the mainstream media to last week's New York Post expose on Hunter Biden. According to Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, the story is very likely Russian propaganda. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff is certain the materials came from the Kremlin, and we now know it's not. It's not Russian disinformation. They're just going to try to claim Russia to try to censor it and cover it up and try to do whatever they can to try to claim that it's fake. Because they know very well it's real. It's real. The Russians may very well be behind the embarrassing email leak, as they were behind the leak of Hillary Clinton's emails in 2016 that hardly makes the emails disinformation. A photograph of Hunter Biden with a crack pipe dangling from his lips looks like the real McCoy to us. The Biden campaign has offered no suggestion that the emails are phony. Instead, Biden has offered the magical one-word response that his former boss aided and abetted by the press used so effectively in 2008. Smear. It says something about the state of the mainstream media that their response has been functionally indistinguishable from that of the Democratic Party's leadership, elected and otherwise. And we also know that many of these mainstream media sources, these news sites, are openly endorsing Joe Biden, like to an extreme, where they literally are coming out and saying, yeah, we're supporting Joe Biden. We're all going to vote for Joe Biden. Oh, no, we're objective. Oh, yeah, we're not doing anything for Joe Biden. We're not going to do anything against Trump that's going to harm him, or, oh, no, we're not doing any of that. Meanwhile, their top page is nothing but that. Man, the media is just garbage. It's garbage. Anyways, I'll leave it there. It's a little bit of new information on the Hunter Biden email scandal, so I'll keep up with it. I'll keep up with it, tomorrow, as new information will probably come out today, tomorrow. So we'll get into it. I'll see you then. Bye.